Test, test.
So when should I switch from...
Test, 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 test. Nothing? Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test.
Nope.
Nothing? Test, 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 test.
Yeah, it's weird. It shot up there, but it can't.
Testing, testing. Good morning and welcome to the Under 23 trials. We have 6 events this morning. The first one is the men's B, which is under 23, quad final. This is not so much a race as it is just a row down the course. I don't say that lightly. They have to row down the course, even if they're the only boat entered, as per the selection procedures to attend the World Championships. The Under 23 World Championships are July 23rd through 27th in Varese, Italy, and they're off. So in this quad is from OKC River Sport, that's out of Oklahoma City, a fabulous training center where a lot of young athletes and very experienced athletes are training. In the bow is Matthew Nelson in the yellow hat. 2 seat is Stephen George. 3 is Carson Green, and stroking the boat in the white hat is Jackson Anderson. So it looks like they've settled down into their race pace. Most likely they will use this piece as a practice for the racing that's going to happen in about a month. It's a great opportunity just to lay out a really good race, practice your strategy. Because they're the only boat on the course, we'll get some nice shots of these guys. So they will be heading off to Varese. Varese is just outside of Milan. It's a beautiful course. The lake actually has 2 rowing courses on it. It's pretty spectacular. The lake sits below an old Italian town, so these people have a good time. Great racing, but also a nice cultural experience. So we're just going to watch these guys race. I'm going to shut up, and we're just going to watch some rowing here. Passing the 1,000-meter mark, the men's under 23 quad from Oklahoma City River Sport. There are 6 finals this morning, and we'll be following them all. They are separated by 8 minutes, so our race will start every 8 minutes, so we'll try to get our video launch up to the start as quickly as we can. The next race up is the women's double, followed by the men's single, followed by the lightweight men's single, lightweight men's double, and then the final race is the women's lightweight quad. This is the view from the finish tower here at Mercer County Park. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's cool, low humidity, just a little bit of breeze on the lake. It's really nice. Great conditions for rowing. They have about 650 meters to the finish line. A previous call was bad on my part. They had about 400 meters to go. They've entered the red buoys, which indicates 250 meters to go. Starting to take the rating up a little bit here. Using this time trial essentially as an opportunity to test speed and try things out. Lay down a good race plan, a good practice. Practice with a little more intensities possibly than normal. And over the line. The next race up will be the women's double. Referee coming down. Once we see the white flag, that means the race is official. Right now, referee's checking to make sure everybody's okay. Hard to imagine there'd be a protest of any nature. And indicates to the crew that it's a fair race, and indicating to the finish judges it's a fair race. And once the camera launch gets back up into position, we'll take up the women's double. And it looks like we have a start in the women's B double, the under 23 double. Camera launch is sitting at about the 250, so it'll be a little while before the boats get to them. In lane 1, which will be closest to the camera, will be Cambridge. Lane 2 will be GMS Rowing. Lane 3 will be OKC Riversport out of Oklahoma City. And lane 4 will be Craftsbury on the far side. Once the camera launch gets moving, things will stabilize a little bit, and we'll see what the margins are. We'll see what's going on for the women's double. So on the far side is Craftsbury. And Craftsbury and GMS Rowing right now appear to have the early lead. And GMS Rowing in the blue boat, now with about a half a boat on the field. Craftsbury second. OKC third, and Cambridge in fourth right now. But it's GMS Rowing, now with 3/4 of a boat length on the field. The best way to tell margins between the boats is with the buoys, because the buoys are a good indicator of the straight line across the course. So OKC Riversport about a half a boat length down on Craftsbury, and then trailing is Cambridge with a little bit of open water behind the field. Back out to our leader, now with just barely open water. It's OKC Riversport. So we are going to have to stay back a little bit so we don't wake the Cambridge crew. So the leaders will be moving away from us a little bit, so the margins are going to be a little harder to tell. But at 1,000 meters, GMS Rowing out in front, followed by Craftsbury, followed by OKC Riversport. With about a boat length lead, GMS Rowing doing a nice job out in front, coming up on 750 meters to go. And they have this race well in hand. From the finish tower, with about 600 meters to go. GMS Rowing maintaining that lead and opening that lead up a little bit more, probably 2 boat lengths of open water at this point. Craftsbury maintaining maybe even now. We've just been told the men's single has just started. We'll pick that race up as best we can, get the camera launched as far up as possible. But it is GMS out front, followed by Craftsbury, OKC Riversport in third, and Cambridge in fourth. And GMS Rowing just keeps opening up more water between themselves and their nearest competitor. Following the race, the crew has 2 hours to declare their wishes to attend the event or not. They have to fill out a bunch of paperwork, and then they will be named to the U23 team to compete in Varese. And coming to the line is GMS Rowing. And Craftsbury to the line. OKC Riversport. I'm sorry. Yep. And then on the outside, coming to the line, is Cambridge. So we're picking up the men's single at just about the 1,000-meter mark. Closest to us in the black boat from Vesper is Del Barba. This is Seattle Rowing Center out in the lead. Davison. Next to him, out of view right now, is O'Rourke. And then on the far side of the course from us is Sluis. They are just through the 1,000-meter mark. This is Del Barba. And a great race over there. Rowing for Nereid on the far side in the green and yellow, green jersey, yellow boat, is John Sluisis. And in V-Skulls, rowing for V-Skulls in the white boat in red, is Ryan O'Rourke. They are currently in third and fourth place. A lot of open water here. To second place from Vesper, Patrick Del Barba, and he is about a boat length behind Ben Davison from Seattle Rowing Center. $750 meters to go. Got about a boat length. That margin's not changing a whole lot. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. With just over 500 meters to go, it's Del Barba and Davison. Del Barba was starting to put on a move just past the 1250, so we will see if Davison was able to respond. Right now, it appears Davison is still ahead. He's in the blue to the left, Del Barba in the white to the right. Davison still ahead, trying to hold off that challenge. Davison maintaining about a boat length lead, looking over. They're sizing each other up as they get into the red buoys, the last 250 meters, getting ready to start taking that rating up. So Patrick Del Barba trying to get back into Ben Davison here, but we'll see if that's going to happen. Davison appears to be holding him off. Hard to see the margins in the camera. Just looking over the top of the tower here, a little easier to tell the margins, and it is Davison by about a boat length. Davison closest to us from Seattle Rowing Center. Del Barba with the big V on the back from Vesper as they come close to the line. Davison taking it up, and it's Davison across the line, first place. A few fist pumps by Mr. Davison. So Ben Davison wins the right to represent the United States in Varese, July 23rd through 27th. Mr. O'Rourke from V Skulls crossing the line. And Mr. Sluis, John Sluis from Nereid. I think he sort of packed it in a little bit on this, bringing it home. And across the line. The next race up is the men's lightweight single, and we'll bring that to you as soon as the camera boat gets into position. Referee signaling a fair race to the competitors and to the finish tower. Men's lightweight single up next, followed by the men's lightweight double, followed by the women's lightweight quad. Those are the three final races this morning. Tomorrow morning, starting at 7:30, we'll have a full slate of races. The under-23 races and World Championship trials. And those races will start at 7:30 and go to about 10:15 tomorrow morning. And Friday morning, we have our Elite National Championships. And those races will start at 8 o'clock on Friday morning and go to about 11:15. Full slate of elite athletes. And we are going to go to the men's lightweight single. Closest to us is Sean Fanning, and his bow is just off to the left side of the picture. Next to him from Undine is Corey Brown, and out in front from Cambridge is Andrew Campbell. And then on the far side of Mr. Campbell will be Andrew Rouse, and he is rowing for Stetson. orangish top is Mr. Fanning in third place. Corey Brown rowing for Undine in second. And rowing for Stetson is Andrew Rouse. As we get close to the 1,000-meter mark, Andrew Campbell with a lot of boat lengths of open water through the 1,000. Andrew Campbell, a young athlete, having a fantastic career. He has younger siblings who are competing also very successfully. It's quite a family. All right, with many boats of open water, we're going to take this shot to the finish tower as the camera boat will swing around and pick up the men's lightweight double final. So Andrew Campbell rowing for Cambridge. Cambridge out of Boston, Cambridge Rowing Club. They have about 600 meters to go. Men's lightweight single coming up with about 500 meters to go and a couple strokes. Andrew Campbell, barring any unforeseen circumstances, should compete again at the U23s. Varese, Italy, July 23 through 27. You can follow the U.S. team's racing at USRowing.org. We'll have all the results on our website and articles about how the team is doing and interviews and whatnot. And if you are an aspiring sculler, you can just watch Andrew row. It's picture perfect. Taking it up. Last 100 meters or so. We use Andrew in our coaching education information. Just such nice technique. And across the line, Andrew Campbell. This is Sean Fanning coming to the line, rowing unaffiliated. Next across the line will be Corey Brown, rowing for Undine, out of Philly. And the last competitor across the line will be Andrew Rouse, representing Stetson from down in Florida. It's a great opportunity for these younger athletes to get some experience. Practice racing against really good people. Andrew Campbell is really good. And hopefully he'll be rowing for the United States for a bunch of years. Again, he's very young. He's rowing the U23s. Fair race. Next race up will be the men's lightweight double, and we'll go to that race as soon as the camera launch is in position. So 2 more races this morning, men's lightweight double and then the women's lightweight quad. Again, tomorrow morning we will have more races starting at 7:30 going to about 10:15. And then Friday morning we will have our Elite National Championship finals. USRowing broadcasts about 15 events a year. Our national championships, the Youth Nationals, Masters Nationals, Elite Nationals, Club Nationals, regional regattas, trials. Trying to bring you as much rowing as possible. So on the course is the men's lightweight double final. Closest to us is Undine. It's a 3-boat race. In the middle is Minnesota. And on the far side is Unaffiliated and Vesper Boat Club. So right now it looks like a battle between Undine and the unaffiliated Vesper boat. And this looks like it's a great race between these 2 boats. Minnesota, between the 2, is trailing, but these 2 boats are going at it. Little bit of advantage to the boat closest to us, which is Undine. Believe that was the 500-meter marker. And at 500 meters, the boat on the far side, unaffiliated Vesper, putting a little push on. Still advantage Undine, and trailing is the Minnesota crew. Oh, this looks like a great race between these 2. Undine still maintaining about a deck length lead, a little less than a deck. But you can see on the far side, they are pushing. They're not going to let this Undine boat get away from them. Oh, now look at the buoy line. Again, use the buoy line as an indication to check margins. And right before the 1,000 on the far side, the unaffiliated VBC boat making a move right before the 1,000 and pushing past this Undine boat. Let's see if this Undine boat has a response. If they have a response, they might want to do it sometime soon. They are getting close to the 1,000. Wow, what a great move by the boat on the far side. 1,000 meters, and in the last 150, 200 meters, we've had 3/4 of a boat length change as Matthew Madama and Chris Wales in the unaffiliated VBC boat just put on a huge push right before the 1,000, and Undyne just could not respond. Now they took that margin, but that's all they've gotten, as Undyne has been sitting right there. Again, the trailing Minnesota crew seems to be falling a little further back. Again, a great experience for these guys. I hope it is, to see what kind of speed they need to find to compete at this level. Undyne, not able to respond, is falling back, and we are going to go to the finish tower. Even in this view, you can see that Undyne did not have a response, and it is Mr. Madonna and Wales who maintain at least a boat length lead at this point in the men's lightweight double, racing for the opportunity to represent the United States at the Under-23 World Championships in Varese, Italy, July 23rd and 27th. Through July 23rd, 27. Beautiful course, beautiful sight. One of the few lakes in the world with 2 rowing courses on it. Two rowing clubs, and they each wanted their own course. So they have it. So what was a race for about 1,000 meters has turned into an open water lead for Madonna and Wales. With a boat length of open water, across the line, Madonna and Wales. On the far side is Undyne coming across. Trailing is Minnesota. Next race up is the last race of the morning, the women's lightweight quad final. Next race up will be the women's lightweight quad. And it looks like they are underway. The camera launch is getting into position. The races are separated by 8 minutes, so it's not much time to get the camera launch back up into position, so we do the best we can. In this race, in lane 1 closest to us is STS/WBC. Lane 2 is Vesper. Lane 3 is California. Lane 4 is GMS. So closest to us will be STS/WBC. And on the far side will be GMS Rowing. Camera launch is just getting into position. It'll steady out here once we get underway. And this looks like California. Out in front, women's lightweight quad. Vesper in second place. Third is STS WBC, and on the far side is GMS Rowing. So fourth place right now is GMS Rowing. Third is STS WBC. Second is Vesper. And with a little bit of open water, just a fraction, is California. As they get to the 750, lightweight women's quads. And now Vesper, trying to close that gap a little bit as they get close to the 1,000-meter mark. See if they can put on a move like we saw in the last race. STS and WBC moving up on Vesper a little bit. And falling back is GMS Rowing. So it looks like it may be tightening up a little bit around the front. But still all separated by about a boat length as we get to the 1,000. Now, we saw a great move in the last race. Wonder if that will happen here. California seems to be holding off Vesper as we go through the 1,000-meter mark. A little bit of overlap between these two boats, and that's been holding steady for a little bit. California early on appeared to have a little bit of open water. The angle may have been difficult. It may have not been a little bit, but it appeared that way early on. And it looks like the California boat trying to push Vesper back. They have the advantage. They can see Vesper and see any move Vesper tries to make. Disadvantage for Vesper is if the California crew makes a move, they can't see it as well. STS WBC in third place. And trailing is GMS Rowing. $750 to go. Still just bow on stern, but California maintaining that one-length lead. This margin between these two boats has stayed within a deck length. Oh, and a little bit of a misstroke there. Maybe hit a buoy. Oh, that's unfortunate. Kind of wrecks your rhythm a little bit. Looks like she got it back very quickly and was back into it. But you can see what it did. Half a boat length right there. Less than 500 meters to go. This is the last race of the morning. More races tomorrow morning starting at 7:30. 7:30 to about 10:30 tomorrow morning. Then Elite Nationals on Friday. And going to the finish tower camera, we can see the lead three boats, all in nice echelon there. It's California out in front, Vesper with the big V in second place, and then to the far right is STS WBC. Into the red buoys, last 250 meters, time to sprint. Ratings start to come up. California Rowing Club out of Berkeley, doing a nice job. About 10 strokes to the line, and the opportunity to represent the United States in Varese at the Under-23 World Championships, July 23 through 27. Vesper across. STS WBC across. And we have one more boat coming to the line in about 10 strokes. GMS across the line. All right. Thank you for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow morning.